Okay, so we are finishing up Junie B. Turkeys We Have Loved and Eaten and Other Thankful Stuff. We're on chapter 11, and chapter 11 is called The Feast. May's mother was the last guest to come to our room. She was carrying 3 bags of food. I did a sniff. Something did not smell delicious. It was the stewed onions, I believe. Also, it was the beans and squash. My stomach did a flip-flop at those stinky smells. I took some deep breaths to try to calm it down. Here's a helpful hint. Deep breathing does not work that good when you are smelling stink. Finally, I said the word blah, and I held my nose. Mr. Scary snapped his fingers at me. That meant, please let go of your nose, I think. After all the guests were sitting down, Mr. Scary said a welcome speech to them. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our feast. Room 1 would like to thank you for bringing this delicious food to help us celebrate Thanksgiving. After that, he gave the children a nod, and all of us shouted, thank you. A lot of rehearsing had gone into that. This is going to be a wonderful day, said Mr. Scary, so please grab a plate and let's get started. We let our guests go first. That is some kind of guest rule, apparently. Room 1 lined up behind them. Only too bad for me, because someone took the lid off the stewy, pewy onions, and the smell almost knocked me down. My stomach felt sickish and rumbly. I hurried to the end of the food line. Mr. Scary saw me go, but this time he did not get mad. Instead, he made an announcement to all the children. Boys and girls, today is a celebration of all the things we're thankful for. And since each of us is thankful for different kinds of foods, just take the food you love the most and enjoy every single bite. All of us did a breath of relief. Whew. Then things got even better because Mr. Scary walked over to the supply closet and he pulled out one more bag of food for the Thanksgiving feast. And its name was Nipsy Doodles, shouted Lenny. Mr. Scary brought Nipsy Doodles. He ran to Mr. Scary and did a high five. After that, we could not wait to get our plates of food. It was the tastiest Thanksgiving dinner I ever even ate. I had turkey and carrot sticks and Nipsy Doodles and cranberry jelly. Herb had turkey and carrot sticks and 2 giant plops of applesauce. Lenny just had Nipsy Doodles, and that's all. Plus, also, he took 4 napkins. It'll make my grandmother feel good, he said. After he finished eating, all of the children walked around the room, and we thanked our families for the food they brought. Thank you for your crunchy carrot sticks, I said to Herb's grandmother. Thank you for your hugely big turkey, I said to Lucille's Richie Nana. Your napkins were delicious, I said to Lenny's grandmother. After that, I thanked Mother and Grandma Miller for the cranberry jelly. Then Grandpa Frank Miller picked me up and he spun me all around real happy. Frank would be fun in my real actual class, I believe. After we got done with our thank yous, Mr. Scary said he had one more surprise for us. Then he looked in the hallway and he did a nod. And guess who came in next? Mrs. Gutzman, I shouted. It's Mrs. Gladys Gutzman. Mrs. Gutzman is the bestest lunch lady in the whole entire world. I sprang out of my seat. Hello, Gladys Gutzman. It's me. It's Junie B. Jones. Mrs. Gutzman was holding 2 pie boxes in her hands. She put them down and waved at me. Hello, Junie B. Jones. Hello, children. Congratulations on winning the Thankful contest. She took out a pumpkin pie and she held it up for everyone to see. Boys and girls, I baked these pumpkin pies for you myself, and I used my own family recipe. These pies will just melt in your mouth. Lenny looked at me and rolled his eyes. Mine will be melting in the cleanup sink. Ditto, I said. Ditto is the grown-up word for mine will be melting in the cleanup sink too. Herb's face looked bluckish and sickish. I just want to get it over with, he said. Lenny nodded. Let's do it, he said. Let's hurry up and get our pie, and then we'll do a quick spit in the cleanup sink, and it'll be all over. Mrs. Gutzman started dishing out the pie. Me and Herb and Lenny took a deep breath. Then we quick ran to the pie table, and we each grabbed a plate. And we ran to the cleanup sink, speedy fast. We looked at the pie and made sick faces. Then we took another deep breath, and ready, set, go. All of us shoved some pie in our mouths. After that, we stood there very still and we let it just sit there. It felt cold and squishy. I smacked my lips a little bit. Herb and Lenny smacked their lips too. Then 1, 2, 3. We swallowed our pie at the exact same time, and wowie, wow, wow, that stuff was delicious, I tell you. My head had confusion in it. Wait, hold it. I don't get it, I said. I hate pumpkin pie, but this pumpkin pie tastes delightful. Herb smacked some more. Yes, he said, it does taste delightful. Lenny did not talk. He was busy licking his plate. After he finished, he looked up and smiled. Mrs. Gutzman is magic, he said. All of us laughed real happy, because that was the answer. Gladys Gutzman is magic. We hurried back to the pie table for seconds. Thank you, Gladys. Thank you, thank you. This is the bestest first prize I ever even ate, I said. I ran and hugged her real happy. Mrs. Gutzman did a chuckle. Then she leaned down and she hugged me back, and she said, don't call her Gladys. And tomorrow we'll read the final chapter, chapter 12, called Happy Turkey Day. And it's the last book in our Ginny B. Jones series, so we'll be starting a new book for the very end of the school year.